Hi, my name's Laura Mackie. Thank you for joining me today. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator based in the UK, and I'm sharing with you today how I made this large, pretty good size, you can see it against the side of my hand, milk carton. Years ago we had a die that made a really cute little mini cute milk carton die, milk carton treat box, but we no longer have that. So I've made this. It was really simple to make and really fun, and I've sized it so I get 2 out of a sheet of 12 by 12 DSP. So you are going to need a sheet of 12 by 12 cardstock, which I've got here. Well, I've got part of a sheet and a piece. So you're going to need one piece of 12 by 12 DSP, which you're going to trim basically in half, which will be your 6 inches. If you prefer centimetres, it's 15.3 centimetres. So I'm cutting that bang in half. Just going to open up my arm on my trimmer. So that's the half of the sheet. You're going to turn it and then just trim a little bit off the length. You're going to trim it to 27.5 centimetres, which in old money is about 10.5 inches. I'm going to just remove that piece here. So that's one piece. And the other piece you're going to need is a piece for the base, which will all become clear at the end, but I'm going to cut that now so we've done all the cutting stuff. And that's 6 by 6 centimetres, or if you prefer old money, that is 2 3/8 by 2 3/8 of an inch. So that's your 2 pieces. I'm going to list all the measurements in the description box below. So if you can't keep up, don't panic. I will add them in the description box below on the video. Right, so they're the 2 pieces we need. So the paper I'm using today, if anyone likes that, is actually a product which is just £5 when you place a £70 order on the Stampin' Up website. So it's quite a good value. It's a full pack of paper, 12 by 12, for £5. Bargain. Right, so popping this back into your trimmer or your scoreboard, you're going to score. Now I can give you this in centimetres and inches. So inches, you're going to score at 2.5, or centimetres, you're going to score at 6.5. And that's the same all the way along. So 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10. And then centimetres, with 6.5, 13, 19.5 and 26. But like I said, don't worry too much about the measurements because I will pop them in the description box below. So inches is 2.5, 5, 7.5 and 10, and then in centimetres it's 6.5, 13, 19.5 and 26. We're then going to turn and score at 1 centimetre, which in old money, half an inch, say. 6.5, and then 13, and that 6.5 is 2.5 inches. So that is what you've got. Hopefully you can see those score lines. Right. With a pencil, we're going to mark on the centre across the top here. So I'm going to just turn my ruler. So on just 2 of these, so 2 alternate squares, I'm going to mark at 3 point and like 2 dots basically. So there, and the same again there. So 3 and 2 dots. I call the little lines on the centimetre dots. And then in centimetres, it's 1.25 inches. Okay, so you're going to score it's not score, sorry, you're going to mark 1 1/4 on just 2. So I've marked it on this one and this one. You're then going to score with your bone folder and ruler a triangle. I'm going to show you up closer on the camera so you can see where I just scored. I don't know if you can even see them score lines there. So you're going to score basically a triangle. Hopefully you can see that a bit better. There we go. So I've marked that centre line there, and then from my vertical score lines I've created a little triangle. You're going to do that on the 2 alternate. That is what creates the side, I don't know what you call it really, the side detail we'll call it. So 1 and 2. And again, just going to nip there and there. Okay, so that's those 2. Then we're going to burnish all of the other score lines with our bone folder. These, once you get making them, you can really sort of churn them out and make quite a few quite quickly. There we go. So just flipping that one back. Going to grab a pair of scissors, my paper snips, and we're going to trim up 1, 2, 3. So that's just trimming up those score lines. We're going to completely remove this corner there. I'm then going to turn this in. I would actually really like, I'm just going to grab my Seal Plus because it makes light work. She says, here it is. It does make, I love the Seal Plus for projects like this. So we're going to run a strip of Seal Plus down that tab. I don't know if you can see that there. You can just about see that in the light there. I'm going to bring that round and stick those down together. So this is then where this, you're going to push it in, and you can see there that it forms that. But the base here, so because I wanted to be economical and get the 2 sheets, 2 boxes out of the 1 sheet of cardstock, this is where your base now doesn't completely cover the base. The base at the minute, if you put any treats in there, they're going to fall straight out. So you can either use a piece of DSP like I have, or you could use just a piece of plain cardstock. I've added my Seal Plus round, and then I'm just going to pop that on the bottom. I'm just going to put my hand in and just push it down and push it against the table. And there you have it. It's such a good size. You can fit, I fitted lots of chocolates and sweets in there. And all I finished mine off here is with a little clip, little sentiment, and one of the butterfly. The butterfly is from the Butterfly Garden kit, and there's all the sweets. You can see what I've got in there. A little bag of Haribos, a little box of Smarties, some little chocolate celebrations, and some fruity sweets. Yeah, I hope if you enjoy making it, or I hope you enjoy making it, and if you do give it a try, please do tag me on social media. I love to see what you make. Any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. And don't forget to like and subscribe my video to be notified when I make more videos. Thank you.